Well, hello everybody. Hello boys and girls. Hello grown-ups. It's great to be with you today. I have two very special people that I'd like to introduce. On this side of me we have...
Daniel.
Hi Daniel. And on this side we have...
Peter.
Peter, it's great to see you and Daniel as well. Boys, tell me this. What has been probably the biggest thing that has happened to you both over the last couple of days?
Going back to school.
Going back to school. Daniel, what school do you go to? Clandyboy Primary School, and I see you're both wearing the Clandyboy Primary School uniform. Peter, what class are you in this year?
P3.
And who's your teacher this year?
Mrs. Shields.
Mrs. Shields. And Daniel, what class are you in this year?
P5.
And who's your teacher?
Mrs. Walker.
Mrs. Walker. It's amazing. Now, it's amazing to go back to school. It's a big thing to go back to school. Not just because it's after the summer, but because we're coming out of lockdown. So it's been about 5 or 6 months since we've been at school. So it's really good to be back at school. Tell me this, Daniel, what kind of feelings have you had this week about the thought of going back to school?
I was a bit nervous at first, but then once I was back, I was fine.
Okay, so you're a bit nervous. Peter, what about you? What feelings have you had this week about going back to school?
Happy.
Happy? Excited? Were you a wee bit nervous or worried as well?
A little nervous.
A little. And why were you nervous?
Because it was just nervous to see all my friends again.
It was
just
good.
Different.
It was just different. Okay, so you weren't sure what to expect, but excited and happy to see all your friends. So lots of different feelings there. Some nervous, excited and happy. But also maybe a little bit worried as well. Worried because we're maybe not sure what to expect. Worried because it's a big thing to go back to school. And you know, Daniel and Peter and boys and girls, if you're feeling that way as well, it's okay to have those feelings. It's really important that you talk about those feelings to your mummies or daddies or grannies or grandas or any grown-ups that are in your life that you trust. And can I let you into a little secret, boys? Mummy and Daddy also had those feelings inside as you were going back to school as well. We were excited for you going back to school. We were a little bit nervous because we weren't sure what it was going to be like, and we were a little bit worried that you might not get settled, but thankfully you have done, and it's been really good. Do you know, whenever we think about being nervous or even about being worried, that is a big feeling that many people have, not just whenever they go back to school, but maybe whenever they're doing big things in life where there's difficult things happening round about them, it can make us worried. But the good thing is that Jesus teaches us about what we're to do whenever we're feeling worried or nervous, and he teaches us in the Bible. Now, what's this, boys?
The Bible.
The Bible, the Jesus Storybook Bible, and we try and have a go at reading this together as a family, one story a day after breakfast time before we go to school. It's really brilliant, and mummies and daddies, if you don't have one at home and you'd like one, get in touch with us and we'll get one for you. But Jesus was teaching a large group of people and they wanted to come and hear what Jesus had to say, and he taught about what we do whenever we're feeling worried. And we read in the Jesus Storybook Bible, wherever Jesus went, lots of people went too. They loved being near him. Old people, young people, all kinds of people came to see Jesus. Sick people, well people, happy people, sad people, and worried people. Lots of them worrying about lots of things. So there's lots of people, and a lot of them were worried as they came to see Jesus. What if we don't have enough food or clothes? Or suppose we run out of money? What if there isn't enough and everything goes wrong and we won't be all right? What then? So lots of people were worrying, and Jesus guided them to two things in the world around us that remind us what we're to do whenever we get worried. He said, see those birds over there? Everyone looked. Little sparrows were pecking at seeds along the stony path. Where do they get their food? Everyone laughed. Who's ever seen a bird with a bag of groceries? No, Jesus said, they don't need to go to the shops to get a bag of groceries. They don't need to worry about that because God knows what they need and he feeds them. Peter, you've got a little toy bird, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you want to show us? Here we go. So here's a little toy bird that plays little cheap noises. It's a lot of fun. There we go. And these little birds, not just the toy birds, but the birds that we see outside, remind us what we're to do whenever we get worried. Because we look at the birds and we remember that God cares for the birds. He loves them. He feeds them. He provides for their every need each and every day. That's how much he loves them. But God loves us even more than the birds and promises to take care of us even more. Thank you, Peter. You hold that up. But then Jesus said, and what about these wild flowers, as he looked out round the land around? Everyone looked all around them. Flowers were growing, daisies, pure white lilies. Where do they get their lovely clothes? Jesus said, they don't worry about the clothes that they wear, because God clothes them in royal robes of splendor. Not even a king is as well dressed. Look at those beautiful flowers. Daniel, have you got something to show us here? Look at this, everybody. So these are flowers. Where have they been growing, Daniel?
Front garden.
Out in our front garden. We're not quite sure what these flowers are, so if anybody has any ideas, let us know. But they're really, really beautiful.
Especially John and Mildred.
Especially John and Mildred might know. And so these flowers remind us just of how much God loves the beauty of the flowers outside. He provides everything that they need to grow and to flourish. And Jesus says, if God loves the flowers, think how much more he loves us, which is absolutely incredible. So Jesus went on to teach in the Jesus Storybook Bible that you can read. He said, boys and girls and grown-ups as well, whenever we get worried, whenever we get nervous or anxious, look around us. Look at the birds that are flying around. Show the bird, Peter. There we go, good man. And think about the flowers that are in your garden or in the fields around. Think about how much God loves and cares for the birds and the flowers. And then remember how much more God loves each one of us. And therefore, as we trust God, as we seek to follow Jesus, his son, each and every day, as we talk to him about the things that are making us nervous or worried or anxious, God promises to look after us each and every day. He promises to provide everything that we need. He promises to help us when the going gets tough and to celebrate with us when good things happen. And when we get worried, he promises to help care for us and look after us because he loves us so very much. Boys and girls and grown-ups, thanks so much for listening. Daniel and Peter, thanks for all your help as well today. And we're going to sing a song now together. It's a song that we loved to actually listen to and sing during lockdown. It's called Flowers and Birds, and it's going to be sung by a little family in America that reminds us of what Jesus teaches, that we're to look to the birds and to the flowers. Look how much God loves them. How much more does he love and care for us? So when we're worried, we got to trust and follow him. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.